What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 2021 Subaru Forester. So as you guys are probably aware, the Forester was recently redesigned in 2019. So you're not going to see a whole lot of changes, but we will cover the things that are new for 2021, even though they are minor. So the model we're looking at today is the 2021 Subaru Forester Touring trim in magnetite gray metallic with the Java brown interior. Really nice color combination, very subtle, but it still looks great in my opinion. So let's go ahead and just walk through every single feature we've got here on the vehicle. Starting up front, as always, you've got LED steering responsive headlights with automatic high beams, halogen fog lights, and LED tail lights in the back. Now that is one of the key changes here in 2021, is that those LED steering responsive headlights are now standard on all trims, which is great. Subaru's doing that kind of across their lineup, which is great to give you those nice LED headlights as standard. That is definitely a nice feature to have. Now you've also got some DRLs that kind of run around the headlights. They're a nice intricate design there. Now the front grille hasn't really changed much at all. Yeah, it's just, you got a nice big Subaru badge. You've got these polished chrome wings, kind of it goes around the mouth of the fascia with this polished look. Down low, you've got a satin piece. Around the fog lights, you've got a chrome piece as well. Now under the hood, you only have one engine option. It's the 2.5 liter Boxer engine. Now this will get you 33 miles per gallon highway, 26 miles per gallon city. It has about 182 horsepower, which is the same engine that you can now get on the Crosstrek Sport and the Crosstrek Touring as well, or the Crosstrek Limited as well. I'm sorry, there's no Touring Crosstrek. I wish there was, but there is not. So a little unfortunate that you get the same engine on like the Forester Sport as you do on the Forester base model. No 2.4 liter turbocharged or anything like that available. Now again, this is the Touring, so it's the top trim, so it's going to get the best possible engine, but no changes available there, unfortunately. Now you've got the all-weather package here, so you've got the windshield wiper de-icer, you've got the heated side mirrors, heated seats, the all-weather mats, all that kind of stuff. Up top, you've got EyeSight Driver Assist, which Subaru is famous for. It gives you a plethora of safety features, some of which we'll take a look at inside. Moving on back, this model sits on 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels. They have a two-tone look to them. They kind of look like a flower a little bit. They're not the worst ones I've seen, but they're definitely not my favorite. Moving on back, you've got satin side mirrors here on the mirror cap, kind of a two-tone look with the black and the satin. And then you've got integrated turn signals. Again, they're heated, they have blind spot monitoring, and I don't think they're power folding. You have this kind of high gloss satin piece that runs around the window trim. Keyless access on the door handles. You can put your thumb on it to lock it, put your hand inside to unlock it. Up top, you've got raised roof rails. This has the black roof rails. And you also have, they don't call it a panoramic power tilting and sliding moonroof, but it basically is, because it extends past the front seats a little bit into the second row. So it's definitely not your standard small moonroof, but it's not the full length of the vehicle like you can get on some models. Moving to the back of the vehicle, like I mentioned, you have LED tail lights here. There's some nice sculpted tail lights with this kind of like cutout portion here. It looks really intricate and a little bit more interesting than just your standard taillights. Now they are a two-part taillight, so your brake light is going to be LED, and then this part down here is going to be a halogen bulb. Up top, you kind of got like a little lip spoiler to keep stuff off your back windshield, but you do have a windshield wiper if necessary. You've got your Subaru badge, your symmetrical all-wheel drive badging, your Forester badging, and your Touring badge. Nice and big right there. Subaru logo right here. No kind of wave to open features or anything like that, or hands-free option. You can still use the key fob, or you can use the button up underneath. Rear view camera as well. And then you've got the rear trunk here. You've got a little cargo shade. You've got your all-weather mats, like I mentioned. You've got some cargo hooks. You've got a 12-volt outlet back here. You can put your seats down with these little one-touch levers, kind of more like switches really than levers. Up underneath, you've got your spare tire and all your tools and things that you might need. And then you've got your Harman Kardon premium audio system speaker in the back as well. A generous amount of trunk space. You definitely get more than you get on the Crosstrek, but I think it's a little bit below the Outback. I'll have the specs here on screen of the kind of trunk space that you get. Up underneath, you've got lights here for your rear gate, nice hook, things like that. So nothing too crazy. You've got an automatic locking button, so if you hit that, the gate will go ahead and lower and lock all the doors, which is nice if you're walking away from the car, and then you just have your standard button to drop the lift gate. Down around the bottom, you've got your parking sensors, another satin piece that runs along the back bumper, kind of to mirror what you've got going on in the front, which looks nice. And then you have a single exhaust tip down underneath, so no dual exhaust tips, but that's okay. You don't really need it. And you do have a little antenna up top as well for your Sirius XM radio. So that is everything here on the back. Let's hop inside the cabin. All right, so hopping inside the cabin, it is freezing. So I'm gonna turn the car on, maybe warm me up a little bit. But like I mentioned, you have the beautiful brown interior. I absolutely love it. It's got the nice gray accent stitching as well. Looks fantastic. Nothing really changes here inside the cabin. Like I mentioned, 2021, not really that many changes since it's been recently completely redone in 2019. But you do have those LED steering responsive headlights as standard. And you also have a new little tray back here. I think it might be in the center console. And then finally, the limited trim has an optional 7-speed manual mode with the CVT. So that's kind of a new change here in 2021. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got inside the cabin here. So you have that all-weather package, like I mentioned. So you've got a leather-wrapped steering wheel that is heated with this button up underneath. And then you've got your all-weather mats inside here as well. A nice two-tone interior, again, with that brown and the kind of black leather slash rubber plastic pieces all the way around. Nice, simple, but kind of elegant looking door panels as well with that two-tone. You've got your mirror controls, window controls over here. You've got position seating. You've got all your controls over here for your trunk memory, height, and your steering responsive headlights. You can turn your auto start-stop engine off if you want to. Past here, you just have two simple gauges with the little 4.2-inch color cluster. Right past that, that'll give you like your adaptive cruise control and things like that, and some vehicle information, your gas, how many miles left on the tank, all that kind of stuff. All that information can be changed from the steering wheel controls, which are the exact same layout that you're used to seeing. You've got your volume controls on one side on the left, and then you've got your adaptive cruise control and like your lane centering and stuff that was introduced last year. On the right side, your SI drive controls. You've got paddle shifters here, lights, wipers, nothing new. You've also got controls for your little horizontal screen up top here. Now this is a color screen here on the Touring. On some lower trims, it's a black and white screen, but this has your vehicle information, but it also has things like your DriverFocus distraction mitigation system, which is an awesome set of features that not only keeps you focused while driving, sort of, but it also allows you to set user profiles that can adjust your seating position, your mirror position, your radio preferences, your HVAC preferences, all kinds of good stuff. It's a really cool system, but that is all controlled up top. There's a little bar that has a little sensor that detects your face. Kind of cool. Now up top, you've got an auto dimming rear view mirror, universal HomeLink garage door controls, and a compass right there. Past that, you can turn off some of your safety features there, but you also can control the semi-panoramic moonroof, if you will. That's what I'll call it. You've got a little sunglasses holder up top here, lights up top for your dome lights. Moving on down, you've got an 8-inch infotainment center here. This has your Subaru Starlink system on it with navigation as well, powered by TomTom. So on lower trims, you're gonna have like a 6-inch screen, but here on the Touring, you'll have the 8-inch screen. Still no option for the big vertical screen. And I used to be okay with that, but now with the update to CarPlay, if you haven't seen that, check out my tech channel, Mets Tech. I'll have a link above on a video on the details of that updated CarPlay system. But now that they've updated CarPlay to take full advantage of that large vertical screen, I really want one, and I wish that you could get it here in the Forester as well, but not yet. Maybe when they update and do the little refresh mid-cycle, they'll give us the option for that big old vertical screen, because I think it is worthwhile now. But you've got all your standard phone, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You've got your navigation as well, like I mentioned, powered by TomTom. The My Subaru app, the Subaru Starlink app, which I don't recommend ever using because it doesn't do anything. Radio, Sirius XM radio, AM, FM, all that kind of stuff. Travel Link Sports, never seen that before, but sure, that'll give you scores, I guess. Let's see. Well, it's giving me sports scores, but they're delayed by a week. It's interesting. I never understand these little in-vehicle systems like weather and sports scores and movie times and things like that. It's like, This would have been cool, like, I don't know, 10 years ago when you didn't have smartphones that could do all of this way faster and way more conveniently. But they still put it in here, so can't fault them for at least having it in here. Rear vision camera as well, just your standard. You've got your adaptive lines telling you which way you're turning. You've got the color level markers to show you how close you are to obstacles. You've got rear automatic braking, and then again, like those parking sensors, but no like 360-degree camera system or anything like that, unfortunately, here on the Forester. Moving on down, you've got your dual zone climate control. So you've got separate controllable climates for driver and passenger. Unfortunately, third row doesn't have their own system, but you do have vents in the back, which is nice to have. You can adjust everything here. You can turn on your heated side mirrors as well, right there. You can sync them up, all that good stuff. Up underneath, you've got a single 3.5mm jack, 2 USB-A ports, 2.1 ports, and then a 12-volt outlet. No wireless charging pad here on this model. I don't even think it's available on the Forester at all, unfortunately, but you have a little storage pad here. Moving on down, you've got your Lineartronic CVT right here. It has X mode and again, those paddle shifters like I mentioned. So your X mode, you've got snow and dirt and deep snow and mud right there. And then you can push to go back to normal. That's right past the gear shift here. Electronic parking brake, auto vehicle hold. And then you've got your heated seats here, which I've got mine cranked right now because it's freezing here. 2 cup holders. You got a little storage tray right here. Up underneath in the center console, you've got another 12-volt outlet and a nice deep pocket, but that's about it. So as far as seating surfaces go, they're both the Java Brown leather with the perforated seats. Now again, they're just heated, not ventilated here. The driver is a 10-way power adjustable with position memory, and the passenger is an 8-way power adjustable seat. Let's talk about kind of the design of the cabin. I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's very simple, and I actually like that a lot. Subaru usually does a very simple cabin, but the fact that there's not like 3 different colors going on, like an ivory and a brown, but I actually like just the simple two-tone with the black and brown. I think it looks really clean with the accent stitching, so I'm a big fan of the interior here. Now in the back seat, you do have heated rear seats thanks to that all-weather package, which is awesome. 2 USB-A ports and rear vents. Now, as far as things that I think the Forester is kind of missing right now, I think mainly not having a different engine option on the Forester Sport, giving it a 2.4 liter, like nothing really differentiates it then, right? If you just have the exact same things, but like less features and you get like an orange trim, like, but not having like a turbocharged option on the Forester Sport, it just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like give us the turbocharged options that you have on the Onyx XT or the Touring XT, like something like that to kind of differentiate it. And then give us the top, you know, engine options here on the Touring, like the 2.5 liter, the more fuel efficient one, but the less horsepower. Like, you know, just like mix it up a little bit, I think would help. Even though we're not looking at the Forester Sport here, I think that would help differentiate the models a little bit, but just having the same engine across the board, I think is a little bit boring. But again, we are talking about Subaru and they tend to do things very kind of safe. And I think that's one of the other downsides here is that you don't have the option for that big old vertical screen because they're kind of just playing it safe with the Forester right now. I think they're using the Outback, the most premium, the most expensive model as far as the kind of more compact. Obviously the Ascent is more expensive, but it's a much larger vehicle. But you know, they are playing it safe. Like there's not the option for the wireless charging pad. There's not the option for USB-C ports. You still are working with kind of a very minimal cabin. You don't have the option for the big vertical screens. Like there's a lot of safe kind of decisions being made here. And you can't really argue with it because they're so successful in the way that they do things. The Forester is one of our top selling models, right up there with the Outback. And you know, it's hard to argue with those kind of sales, but let's push it a little bit, Subaru. Let's do some crazy stuff with the Forester, kind of your mid-tier model here, and just see what happens. But you know, that's probably asking too much. All right, guys, and that is the 2021 Subaru Forester Touring. Drop a like on the video if you loved it. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about the Forester? Do you think they should have done more with the updated refresh, or do you think maybe waiting until next year? I think, what are we on now? So 19, 20, 21. So yeah, next year we should be due for like a mid-cycle refresh to kind of mix things up a little bit, but we're still a good 2 to 3 years out from a full redesign on the Forester, which is to be expected. That's the life cycle of Subarus. So let me know in the comments what you think about it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video as soon as I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.